Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will be talking about a very important concept for JavaScript jobs. If you are applying for a JavaScript interview, then this is a very important concept which is called as event delegation. Event delegation is very much important if you are studying about different kinds of events which are there inside the DOM here. Let me show you a very simple example here. Let's suppose we have a UL section here, and inside this we have a series of list items here. So this will be the first item in the list item, this will be the second list item. So basically the event delegation simply means that you are not wasting time in attaching the event listener for each and every element. So basically this question is asked in every interview of JavaScript, so kindly pay attention guys. So this is very important question, so we will be discussing inside this live stream. So if you're watching it for the very first time, please hit the like button, subscribe the channel. So inside this UL element guys, we have various list items here, which is first item, second item, third item, and then we have fourth item. So basically if you refresh the browser here, you will now see 4 list items will be there here: first item, second item, third item, fourth item. So basically guys, if you want to attach event listeners to it, if you want to attach a click event handler to it, if I click onto it, I need to display something on the screen. So how the traditional way will be guys, we will be writing 4 event handlers. So inside our script.js guys, let me show you how basically it is done. So let me create a different file, app.js, and let me include this file here inside my index.html. So inside app.js guys, so basically you will be first of all giving a ID to it of first, this is a traditional way which is not the recommended way, ID first, second, third, and then we will giving it to fourth here. So we have given these 4 IDs here, you can see that guys. So now we will be getting the references to this. We will get the references to document.get element by ID. We will get the first li. In the same manner we will get the second AI get element by ID, which is second. In the same manner we will get the third reference to it, which is document.get element by ID, which is third. In the same manner we will get the fourth reference here, document.get element by ID, which is fourth. And now guys, we will be attaching the event handlers. So now to attach this event handler, we will say add event listener. So when we click on this event li tag here, we need to display something on the screen. So we will display alert statement here that you have clicked the first list item. And similarly guys, you can copy paste it 3 more times, basically 2, 3, 4. So we can replace here, in place of first we can write here second, you have clicked the second list item. And similarly we can say third, you have clicked the third list item. And then we will say fourth, you have clicked the fourth list item. So you can see the internet connection was gone guys. So now I think the internet connection is back. So I think the stream is running smoothly. So basically guys, I was telling that this is not the recommended way by which you attach these 4 event handlers like this. It increases a lot of code, it doesn't increase the efficiency, and basically it's a very wrong way of doing things. And here guys, we will be implementing the correct way of doing these things. So basically let me comment this line here basically. So let me show you the correct way of doing these things. So event delegation comes into a picture guys in order to save code and efficiency. Event delegation is nothing but basically we are propagating the events from child to the parent element. So event delegation is the propagation of JavaScript events from child to parent. So basically guys, inside the DOM you see this UL element is the parent of these 4 list items. So instead of attaching IDs to these 4 list items, we will attach is to the UL element. So we will be attaching a UL here like this. So basically we will remove the IDs from here. So this is not a great practice here. So remove the IDs from these list items. So remove this. And now guys, we will be inside the app.js. What we will do is that basically we will get the reference to the UL element. So we will simply say document.get element by ID, which is UL. After getting the ID, guys, we will simply say ul dot. This is the first way by which we can implement event delegation. We will run a for each loop. Basically, we will simply say, if you see, guys, basically we have given the ul element ID here, which is ul, and the first thing we can do this, guys, we can attach basically in order to implement the event delegation, basically we will be attaching the event to the document object. So there is an event out there, guys, document dot add event listener. So basically here you will provide your element on which you need to attach the event. Basically this will be the type here. So we need to attach the click event handler. So here we will pass the event click event handler. This can even be a on change as well, so when the element changes, but here we will be attaching the on click event handler, and then we need to just pass the element, guys, which is a selector. So here you will pass the selector name here, basically whichever selector that you need to pass here. So basically now to get all the child's element, guys, we will simply, if you see, we will pass it a class name. Basically we can pass a class name which is item. So we can give both these all these list items a class of item, basically for the event delegation to take place. List class item. This is just a one way of doing these things, guys. In DOM manipulation you can do the things in multiple occasions, so this is just the one way of doing things. So we have attached, you can see, all the classes to this. A single class is attached to all these list items, and basically we are passing now this class name, which is this one, and here inside this callback function, guys, here if you see one, this is a arrow function. So basically, guys, this is the e parameter which is passed to this callback function, and basically here we will compare it. If e dot target dot contains, and if it contains the li element, then we need to simply console log item clicked. We will simply say item clicked, or you can even print out in the alert box as well. So if you see, guys, like this. So basically if you refresh it, guys, basically this is a single event handler that we written, guys, with the help of event delegation. You can see how much code we have saved right now. If I save this and open this with live server, so if I see, if I hit these elements and go to console, fail to execute add event listener on event target, parameter 2 is not type of object. Let me see. E dot target dot matches the selector name. We need to give the selector name. Selector name is I. So here basically, guys, what we can say is that we can pass the selector. We need to attach to all the list items here. So basically we will say e dot target dot contains li. So if you see, if you now refresh the application, basically, so if you refresh it, go to inspect element. Let me see, guys. So basically inside this document.add event listener, which is the actual type which is there, let me just declare it. App.js is there. Document.add event listener, and basically the type will be the click event handler, and this is a callback function. So basically here we need to put the selector name, which is equal to li, and then basically here also, guys, we can simply say alert statement, you have clicked the list item. So with this just 3 lines of code, guys, we have attached event handlers to all the list items which are available on the DOM. If I refresh it, you will see you have clicked the list item, you have clicked the list item, you have clicked the list item, you have clicked the list item. So we have not individually attached this event handlers to each and every list item. With this 3 lines of code, guys, this is called as event delegation. So basically event delegation simply means that all these list items are contained inside the parent element, which is body here, like this is the parent element. So basically all these list items, we have passed this list items as a argument here. If you see closely, look here, we have passed this document.add event listener here, which is click. So wherever you click here, basically wherever you click inside the body element, you will see wherever you click. So we have just attached a on-click event handler to it, to all the elements in the body. So there can be any button here. Let's suppose we can have a simple button which is register. So if you now refresh it, that register also will be attached. You will see you have clicked the list item. So this is the one way of doing things, guys. Obviously we don't need to print out the same message when we click all the elements in the page. Some comments are there. Zephyr is saying hello, good luck. So please hit the like button, guys. Subscribe the channel if you haven't hit the like button. And now we need to pass the second parameter as well, guys, which is the actual selector. So here inside we will simply say, now we need to specifically attach the event to only certain elements. So now to do this, guys, we will first of all compare it inside this e parameter, and this contains e.target dot, and here basically we can say contains. This is a method, and basically here we will provide the selector, which is li. If this is the case here, then we will simply say alert, you have clicked the list item. So now, guys, what will happen, guys, basically it will compare here. If the element is equal to list item, then only you need to attach the alert statement. So if I refresh it now, basically what will happen now, if I click this now, let me see in the console, failed to execute contains or node, parameter 1 is not of type node. Let me see, guys, what is the problem here. So in the script.js, select e.target.matches. Oh, sorry, I forgot the method, guys. This is not contains, this is called as matches. So basically here we are comparing all the elements in the DOM. So here we are putting this, what does the E represents? E represents, bro, Mehul Prasad is asking what is E parameter. E parameter simply means the event object. If you console log event object, it contains all the information about the event that has taken place. In this case, we are attaching a click event handler, so it will contain all the information about that click event handler, which will be stored inside this E parameter. This is an object. Inside this object we have this target property, and inside this matches we will use this matches method to specifically search for the list item. And basically if I got the list item, then we will simply show a alert statement that you have clicked the list item. If I open this, now you will see you have clicked the list item, you have clicked the list item, and anywhere if I click here, nothing happens. You will see anywhere on the DOM, if I click here, nothing happens. If I click this button, nothing happens because we haven't attached this button. So now basically if I put a second condition here for the button, which is very much easy. So if I attach a condition for the button, we will say if e.target.matches, and here we will put the button. So if this is a button, then we will simply say that you have clicked the button. You have clicked the button. So now what will happen, guys, if you refresh the application, basically if you click this, you have clicked the button, you have clicked the list item. So you can see that, guys, with the help of event delegation, how much code we are saving it with the single function here. You can now see we don't need to specifically find the elements by its ID and attach the event handlers separately. This can be done inside the single function, which is document.add event listener. So whenever we click in the DOM, we just need to search for the element. This element can be anything. It can be button, it can be list item, it can be UL, it can be input element. We can also have an input element here. Let's suppose the input element, input type text, and basically we can now search it by ID. So let's suppose I give it a specific ID here, which is called as search. Now basically if I want to search it, we will simply say if e.target.id is equal to search. In that case we will simply say you have clicked the search, you have clicked the search input field here. So if you just refresh it now, guys, you will now see this is the input field here. So basically, if you hit this input field here, and you will see that you have clicked the search input field. So the methods are pretty much the same, guys. We have given the ID to it of search here, and here inside this we are comparing it by e.target.id. If this is equal to search, in this case we will simply say you have clicked the search input field. This is the other way of doing things here. So we just need to attach the ID in this case, which is search here. So this is list items here like this. We have the button also, which is register. ID is equal to search. So if you're watching it for the very first time, guys, up till now, if you have any sort of questions, you can ask in the comment section in the live chat, and also hit the like button as well, and subscribe the channel as well if you're watching it for the very first time. I see that people are not liking the stream, only one like is there. Please hit that like button, subscribe the channel as well. Basically, guys, this is the event delegation property that is available inside JavaScript. It is a concept basically. Event bubbling, you have seen event capturing. This is all related to event delegation. So on one side, basically, if you we have selected 4 elements, so we will be attaching 4 event handlers. This also increases memory, guys. Also, basically, if you want to attach separate event handlers like this also does the same thing, but it increases the code, and it also decreases the maintainability of the code, and also it decreases the efficiency of the code as well. So you will attach these 4 event handlers. This is not recommended. I see people doing this mistake again and again. This can be tolerated at a very simple application, but when the application grows, but when there are multiple elements out there, then this approach can't be successful, because you need to. Lightning Bolt is saying hello, I am new here. Please hit the like button, Lightning Bolt. I make programming videos, daily videos in this live stream, so please hit the like button, subscribe the channel. So this approach can't be successful, guys, for longer projects. You need to follow event delegation in JavaScript basically. So if you have multiple elements to select and add the event listener to it, you need to follow the event delegation approach. With this single function, basically whenever you attach event listener to the whole DOM element, basically here you can compare which element is clicked with this method e.target.matches tutorial edit lighting browser on Android Studio and plus add proxy on browser please. Irol name is saying, bro, I'm not that much good on Android Studio, and also I don't make any sort of Android apps. I'm a web developer, specifically JavaScript, React, Angular, Vue.js. So these are my technologies that I mastered. So if I have the time, I will definitely make Android tutorials as well. But as of now, I will be concentrated on web development side. So you can see that, guys, this is the function. Basically, what we can do is that we can store this whole code in a separate function. We can simply can make a function here basically, which will be storing all this code here. So basically we can make this function called as select elements, and basically we can store this function like this. So what will happen now, so basically, guys, we have stored this function in a separate function. So here you will pass your selector name. So this can be dynamic as well, type comma selector, and then the callback function. So here this will be the here you will pass the type, guys. So then we will have the selector name here. So basically what we can simply say that if it matches the selector, so here you will simply call the callback function here. Basically we can call the callback, and basically I have a question. Will this event delegation will be useful when a user is making a to-do list and the user intends to detect which element has been clicked from the list? Yes, definitely on in those applications whenever you are creating dynamic elements from JavaScript, definitely this event delegation will be very much useful because you will write less code and also you don't need to unnecessarily attach event listeners on elements. You can directly attach event handlers to multiple elements with this single function here. So basically this is the function I'm talking about here. If it matches, we can call this callback function and basically pass this as a callback, pass this event object. So this is the function we have written, guys. So basically we can anytime call this function select elements. So this time we will pass the type to click, and the element, the selector will be all the buttons which are present, and then the callback function, this will be here. So here we can simply alert out you have clicked all the buttons. So if you open with live server, if you click the button, you have clicked all the buttons. You will now see. If I click on list item, nothing happens. You will now see, because we only attach the event for the button in this event delegation here. If I click the input field, nothing happens. So if you have various buttons out there, which is login, if I say 3 buttons are there. So thanks for the clarification. I came at the right time. I have liked and subscribed. So you will see we have 3 buttons out there. If I open with live server, so each of these buttons, the event handler is automatically done here. You will now see. So we don't need to manually select the element by its ID and then attach the event handlers. This can be done with a single function here, and select elements. This time you can put a on change now. When the value changes, then we can attach it to all the input elements. So here we can simply say value changed. So let's suppose we have 2 input fields out there, this full for the search. Then we will have so we have 2 input fields out there, guys. So basically if I change the value, value changed. If I change the value, value changed. So event delegation also can be done by the click as well, and also the variants events are supported for event delegation. If you check the documentation, click is supported, on change is also supported, and I think various other events are also supported. I think focus is also supported. We can attach to the input elements. So input field is focused. I think the focus event is not supported. There are some events which are not supported for event delegation. So if you go to Google and just type here list of events for event delegation, so this is a very famous question, guys, for jobs. If you're applying for a job, definitely an interviewer will definitely ask for event delegation. It's a very important concept in JavaScript. So event bubbling and event capturing is the same phenomena, which is event delegation. So event bubbling is the formula of, let's suppose we have a child elements inside parent. So these events will be bubbled to the parent. So inside your script section, basically this focus is not supported. Some other famous event listeners, guys, which will be click is there, on change is there, and I think uh, if you see, I think the two main events are change and click. Most of the time, 90% in your application you use these events. Basically, just make this function, guys, and you can even attach to all the elements, select elements, put the type selector and the callback function. And now, guys, I will be making a full application using this event delegation concept, such as to-do list, just to show you how useful this phenomena is. So basically, we will be trying to make this to-do application. So the nice thing about this event delegation is that once you have attached the event, in future, if you create any elements using JavaScript, let's suppose I create a button using JavaScript. So this can be done using document.createElement. So we can simply say button.innerText, new button, and basically we can add this to the DOM here, which is, so now we have created this brand new button using pure JavaScript. So what we can simply say, this is not added here, so what we can sorry, we have to write inside this file, so just copy this, paste it. So now we have created a brand new button, guys, using document.createElement, and we have changed this inner text to new button, and we have appended this button to the body. So if you refresh it now, this is a new button which is added. So obviously you will see that this new button will also preserve this event handler which is attached inside this due to event delegation. We will now see. So this is the very advantage of using event delegation, guys. So in future, if you create any sort of elements using JavaScript, then those buttons will also preserve those clicks here, event handlers. So with the help of a single function, you can attach events to multiple functions. So if event delegation was not there, then we need to individually attach the event handler to this button. When we click this button, what will happen? So this just increases the code, and also it makes the code messier. So also this code is not maintainable. So with help of event delegation, you are removing a lot of code. And so now we will be doing some practical scenario, guys. Basically, first of all, let me show you the to-do application, how to build this to-do application. So if you're watching it for the very first time, guys, please hit the like button, subscribe the channel. So we can have a h1 tag here, which is to-do app in JavaScript using event delegation. Or we can simply say user app. So here basically that's simply you can able to add a user to the DOM. We will have a simple button here which will add user. And here the result will be shown to the user. Result, that's it. Just make it as UL element like this, UL. So you can see that if I add a user, this new user needs to be added. This can be event delegation that I'm talking about. So please hit the like button, guys. Subscribe the channel as well if you're watching it for the very first time. I'm seeing that people are not liking the stream. So here guys, you will now see we have given the ID which is result here, and we will just go to app.js. So basically, first of all, we will target the button. So we will be writing that function once again, which is select element, which we will by type selector and callback function. So here we will simply say e dot if you see that function which is done. So inside this function guys, we will attach a document dot add event listener, which is, this will be the actual type of event that you need to pass, and then we will have that callback function. So here we will compare if e dot target dot matches the selector, then we need to simply call the callback function and pass this e parameter. This is our function guys. We can now select our element, which is actual button, and basically, sorry, click event we need to fire to the button. So when we click this button guys, what will happen now, basically we need to get the value of the user. So we can do this by document.get element by id, which is user.value. So you will see we have given the id to it. I think we haven't given the id, so id is equal to user. So you can now see, so also tutorial edit browser add proxy please. Okay, definitely I will make it. So first of all, we also need to select the element which is change, which is to the input element, and so here you will simply say user will be equal to document.get element by id user.value. So we will be declaring a global variable which is user, which is nothing. This will be user, that's it. So here guys, you will be first of all be creating the result, which will be document.get element by id, which is ul. So if you closely look here guys, we have given the id to it, which is result. If you in the index.html we have given the id which is result, so in this case we will be showing all the users. So we will create a user here. We will say that document.create element li, and basically we will simply say that user dot inner HTML will be equal to, or inner text you can simply say is equal to the user. I think we can call this as li. This is to user, and then we need to simply add this document.body dot ul dot append child li. That's it. If you just do this guys, so if I add this user, you will now see it will be added here to the DOM here. So with this simple code here. So now we also need to attach to the event guys. If I click on individual list items, I need to attach the event handler. So what we can do is that we can simply say here we can simply write a simple event handler here, which will be select element, which will be a click event handler, and we will be attaching to all the list items here e parameter. So you have clicked the list item. That's it. This is all that you need to do, guys, using event delegation. So what will happen now, basically, if you refresh the page, add the user, click it, you have clicked the list item. You can now see. So with this simple function, guys, you are seeing that we are using this function multiple times here to select elements, to attach event handlers, multiple event handlers, which is a click event handler or a changed event handler. This is better than jQuery. In jQuery also you need to write a lot of code, but with this simple function, we just need to store this function somewhere else. And with the help of event delegation, you can do your concept very much. So if you're watching it for the very first time, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe the channel as well. I see people are not liking the content, only 8 likes are there. Please hit that like button, subscribe the channel as well. So we can select this elements, guys, using this function, and let's suppose you want to delete an element. If you click this list item, let's suppose you want to delete this. If you want to delete that element, so what we can do is that we can simply say have this if condition here, e dot target dot text. I think we can simply console log a e dot target value. So if you add this value, click add user, click this, you will now see the individual list item which is returned to you. So what we can do is that basically we can simply say we can store this e dot target, and basically we will remove, basically if you see, we can declare it at the global level so that it is accessible. So then we can simply say ul dot remove child li. So if you write this code, guys, hopefully it will remove this also. You can now see it is also removing it, guys. So it is, you can now see if I click on that individual item, it is removing it also. This is the logic which we have applied here, u dot remove child li. You can also write just directly e dot target like this. So this is event delegation going on, guys. You can now see we are attaching the events to the child elements, and also we are removing it also. So this is a way by which you can do this, guys. We are using remove child method to remove the child from the parent, and here we are passing the reference whichever element which was clicked, which can be get by e dot target. So if you have any sort of doubts, guys, you can just ask in the comment section, and also tell me which topics you want to see in the near future. This is all event delegation, guys. I think this is a concept. Basically, it will reduce your lines of code, and also at the same time it will increase the efficiency, because many programmers are not using event delegation. It's a very important concept in programming, and specifically in JavaScript. If you want to apply for interviews, you will be asking this question a lot. What is event delegation? How we can improve our code efficiency, productivity of the code, maintainability of the code. So you can see with the simple function we have stored here, and we are calling this function multiple times here, like this, in selecting the elements, in detecting which element was clicked using e.target. You can now see. Please hit that like button, guys. You are cool, man. Some comment is there. Also tell me which country you are watching the stream from and how basically you find out the stream, and how is the quality of the stream, how is the video quality, voice quality. Tell me in the comment section. Basically this is the overall event delegation, guys, with complete example I have shown you. So you can add the user, you can delete the user, and basically if you want to change the border here, let's suppose if I click it, basically if I click it here, if I need to add a border, let's suppose, instead of deleting it we need to put a border to it. So what we can simply say, we can first of all get the reference event.target, e.target. I'm from Romania and this showed up after if I watched some HTML CSS course. Okay, so have you liked this channel? So please hit that like button, subscribe the channel as well. I just do these live streams daily about JavaScript and web development, specifically React.js, AngularJS, Vue.js, Node.js, Express. So all these are Python also, PHP also. So you will be enjoying this channel a lot. So subscribe it. So li dot, we will style dot. So basically now to add a border, guys, we can simply say that 1 pixel, solid black. So basically if you refresh your application, hopefully if I click on to the element, you will now see this will add a border. This will add a black border here, you will now see. I am from Chennai, video and audio quality good and also nice sessions. So Muthu Paramal is saying. You can even change the CSS properties, guys, also dynamically using this event delegation and JavaScript. So you can add the, you can even change the background color as well. So style dot background color to red. So you can see that. And also you can change the basically the text color as well. Li style dot text color to white. So if you just refresh it now, you can see that. So basically now if you want to toggle this, guys, so once we click this button and once we click for the second time, what we can do is that basically we can have here basically we can say e dot target. So here we can simply say if li contains, if li class list, I think, if li style dot border and li dot style dot background color, li dot style dot color. So this simply means that if all these things are present, then we need to remove these things. So what we can simply say li dot style dot border to nothing. So basically you can toggle this. So in the else statement you can say like this. You can toggle this. So you can toggle this, guys. You can see that here. You can toggle this. So basically you can toggle this, guys. You can, on the first click it will change the background color to red, and the second click it will remove it. So this is the toggling. You can do this using complete JavaScript here. So this is the power of JavaScript, guys. You can manipulate any sort of CSS property. You can add dynamic CSS classes as well. So this is all done due to event delegation. So this is applied to each and every list item here. So this is not applied to a single list item. So basically you can apply this logic to the button as well. So whenever you click this button, so here we can simply say that we can get the reference to the button, which is e.target, and then we can simply change the button background color to green. So if you just hit this button, guys, sorry, let me see, guys, what is the problem. Button dot, sorry, this needs to be style, not CSS. You can now see. And in the same way we can even toggle this as well. So basically here we can simply say if button dot style dot background color, button dot background color as, sorry, if it is present then we need to remove it. If it is not present then we need to add this. So this will create the toggle effect. So you can see that. So in this easy way, guys, you can attach to any element of your choice to any, you can target any element inside the DOM using event delegation with the single function that we have shown you. So please hit that like button, guys, subscribe the channel as well. I am seeing that people are not liking the content. Subscribe the channel as well. Event delegation, any doubts, guys, any questions you need to ask?